Hi everyone, it's Leanne the Barefoot Medium here, and welcome to another episode of Barefoot TV, a weekly online TV program that provides you with easy access to knowledge, wisdom and guidance from myself and other experts, leaders and spiritual advisors from time to time to support you in connecting, transforming and growing in all things love, soul and spirit in your everyday lives. Now, for those of you watching for the very first time, as I said, my name is Leanne the Barefoot Medium. I'm an international medium, channel, twin flame, transformational coach and author. I am absolutely passionate about connecting people with their loved ones who've passed over to bring through messages of healing, peace, love and joy, and to support you in your everyday lives, as well as providing people who are watching with the opportunity to gain practical tools, skills and techniques that you can use every day to enhance and embrace what brings you joy, what brings you love, and what brings you back into connection with your authentic self. So, kick off your shoes, sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode of Barefoot TV, where I want to talk to you and provide you with some guidance. It is the Twin Flame Guidance episode today, and it is guidance for the month of August. Now, I am recording this on the 7th of August 2018, and I want to do a little bit of a talk around what the universal energies are doing and how that may impact people who are on their twin flame journey, as well as those of you who may be very sensitive or light workers or spiritual, consciously aware in your everyday lives. So we have moved through 2 eclipses and we have one more to go in coming into a new moon and an eclipse next week, which basically means at the moment we're still in letting go, reflecting, reducing, re-looking at, and we've got Mercury in retrograde and lots of other planets in retrograde as well. So it's a really good time to just take some space for you to reflect on what it is that brings you joy and happiness and what it is that's true for you, and to release, let go of things in your life that may be not serving you, whether it's thought patterns, emotions, behaviors, people, opportunities, or even careers or work or home spaces, finances, whatever it is that's not working for you at the moment or doesn't feel true for you anymore. And an eclipse brings about sudden change as well. So we've got another eclipse coming up with the new moon. So it does bring about sudden and impactful change. Now, the words that I've heard Spirit talking to me about all day and saying you need to share with people is, without change there is no growth. And the reality is we are all here to grow, and so many people fear and are worried or go into anxiety around change because you're uncertain about what that change or difference in your routine or your pattern will bring about. Okay, so it's really a fear about the unknown. And so Spirit's just wanting to remind those of you who are watching and listening to embrace change as an adventure rather than something that is to be feared. And what happens is, when you are uncertain about what tomorrow will bring or what will result from a decision or a choice or a change that's occurring in your life, is you don't feel secure and safe. The reality is you do feel secure and safe. You just step into old patterns sometimes of behavior around stress, anxiety, control, whatever it might be that essentially stunt your growth. And Spirit, Universe, the collective consciousness is really asking you all at the moment to be conscious and be aware of where change is needed in your life, because it's an opportunity for growth for you. And Spirit, Universe, Source, your soul, your heart, your soul, your authentic self, your higher self wants you to grow, wants you to learn, wants you to be all of who you can be. And it's only really you that stops you from doing that. So if there are areas of your life where you're feeling like it's hard work, or you're struggling, fighting, going around in circles, or just confused and uncertain about direction, take a step back, reflect. That's where you're being invited to make some different choices and to make some changes. And that's the universe, the collective, your soul, your heart, letting you know that it's time for change. How awesome and amazing is that? Because you get to grow into more of who you are and experience new things, whether they're amazing or challenging. It doesn't matter. It's not important. Let go of the outcome. What it is an experience that allows your soul to grow in some way. If you're conscious and you ask yourself, what am I learning here? So Spirit really wants you to be asking that question at the moment as you travel through towards the new moon and towards the last eclipse in this series of 3. Now, on the 8th of August, we have the 888 Lion's Gate Gateway, okay, which is a massive energy portal that's opening up and basically bringing in new light. And what that means is bringing in new energy, bringing in new thoughts, new emotions, new patterns of behavior, new experiences, situations, opportunities that are anchored in to the earth, to this earth plane, this dense earth plane, by some of you who are light workers, spiritual guides, healers, whatever it might be, medium, psychics, whatever, empaths. You may be, and what I heard Spirit talk to me about earlier today in preparing for today's episode, is you may be what is known as an anchorer and a gritter. And what that means is when new energy gateways or portals for new energies, new awarenesses, new consciousness, new light, new thought patterns, new awarenesses come in, gritters and anchorers, or those of us who are sensitive, may be asked to anchor that light, that energy in to the earth, to the physical, and ripple it out so that others can wake up. In other words, become more aware, become more conscious, become more connected to their soul, to spirit, to who they are at their core. And so if you're a light worker, a healer, an empath who has been in the last month, particularly in July, if you've been struggling and dealing with lots of shifts and changes and transformations, whether it's in your physical body, emotionally, whether you've had old patterns, old stories come up for you to clear, it may not be just you that you're clearing it for. You may be clearing it for the collective and healing it for the collective. So Universe, Spirit, Soul wants to thank you for your work. And so if you found yourself needing to rest and sleep a lot, if you found yourself with aches and pains and just no energy, ask yourself, if you're a gritter and an anchorer and you're doing the work of soul, of source. What an amazing gift you are to this world. How many people do you help and support without you even knowing? And so, universe, guide, soul, source, God, whatever it is you want to call it, wants to give their thanks to you today for your strength, for being willing. And sometimes I ask myself, when did I put my hand up for this? Because it does get challenging at times, okay? And so we have to acknowledge that. And if we can't acknowledge our own challenges and our struggles and our own stories and limits and beliefs and all of that that's been playing out, and if we're not willing to heal that, then we're not stepping into our spiritual maturity. And spiritual maturity is really about taking responsibility for your own energy, thoughts, emotions, actions, and what you bring to each of your relationships with self, with partner, with source, with everyone in your world, family, friends, colleagues, clients. You are responsible for what you bring. You are also responsible for what you allow from others. And I don't know about you, but Spirit, Source, God is asking me to share with you that, I've been challenged in the last, month of July around boundary pushing. And what that means is a lot of people have had what I call their buttons pushed and being in reaction mode because they've had old stories, patterns, beliefs come up and ego's taken over. And, for me, I prefer to use the word fear, because ego is our fear that comes up to keep us safe, and it's doing its job. So thank it. It's a blessing, it's an opportunity as well. And so there's been lots of people at the moment, I've found, offering unsolicited advice and guidance to not only me, but to others around me, and a number of clients and people that I work with have shared with me the similar stories and awarenesses, and also people having their boundaries pushed and being challenged because other people are feeling challenged. You may be experiencing other people that have emotions coming up, whether it's stress, anxiety, worry, fear, anger, hurt, sadness, grief, loss, whatever it is. Just trust and know that it's not your stuff and you are not responsible for them or for fixing them. It's their journey, it's their path, it's their learning. Allow them to have it. You can't take it on for them, you can't fix it for them. You can support them and guide them if they ask you for it. But you have to wait for their soul to ask you for permission. Otherwise, they're going to recreate the problems, situations and circumstances in their life so their soul gets their learning. Remember, without change there is no growth. And so people go around in circles because they get those same experiences from the universe, source, spirit, inviting them to make a change, make a different choice, but they're not doing it. So they continue around that same circle, and sometimes it gets harder and harder and harder until they get it. And if you step in before they're ready, before their soul is ready to learn it, then you actually stunt their growth. So please be aware of that. And this does connect in to twin flames as well, because twin flames are all about soul growth, individual growth, whether it's for self or your partner, your divine masculine. So please just allow others to take their own journey. Their soul invited that journey for a purpose, and they will get it when they're ready. And if they don't, they're not ready. That's part of their journey. Allow it, accept it, appreciate it, thank it. So, back to the 888 Lions Gateway. So it's really increasing energy coming in physically and spiritually, and it is around the heart center, and it is around inviting people to align with the heart's desires, align with your dreams and visions, and to really open up and allow yourself to follow what it is that you want to do. It's really about inviting you to be an individual expression of the divine, because each and every one of you is unique. You are you, there is no other you. And if we're talking twin flame stuff, which is what this episode really is about, but it is for everybody, we are all one. We are all part of source and universe. And so be a divine expression of love exactly as you are. Even if you're stubborn, even if you're sad one day, even if you feel angry one day, allow yourself, invite yourself to be the divine expression of love that day, and come back to alignment with source. Now, some of you may be experiencing intense surges of light. They are there to really help you progress, really help you shift, change and transform, and to get on your path. So some may say it's a universal kick up the bum, excuse my expression, because some people that go round and round in circles may need that kick up to get them going. Others need a little bit more gently and softly. Okay, so the intense surges of light are there to help you progress and grow and to come into more of who you are. So allow it. On a universal level, not just for light workers and spiritual people or conscious people who are consciously aware, the light that comes in is rippled out through the earth, the universe, Mother Earth. And it does help people wake up. In other words, come into awareness of the fact that they are a spiritual being living in a physical body. And when it's time for people to wake up, they wake up. And energy gateways are opportunities for people to wake up and become more conscious and present and aware of who they are. How awesome and amazing is that? So there may be people around you that you start having conversations with that were not previously conscious or spiritually aware, that you may all of a sudden go, wow, what's happened? They've received the new energy codes, and they've received new downloads, new information, new knowledge, new wisdom, and new energies, and are moving more into who they are. Awesome. Okay, you may also experience life-altering changes at this point and coming through August. So the Lion's Gateway does bring about changes, and so does an eclipse. So we've got both of those in the month of August taking place, and a new moon, which means setting new goals, new desires, new dreams, new visions. So some of you may need to kind of come back and set some new goals and visions, because there may be some life-altering changes that you need to make and decisions that you need to make, whether it's around health, well-being, home, family, travel, soul work, career. It may be around that. Some of you may be stepping into new relationships. Some of you may be letting go of relationships that are just not working. And it may seem to come out of the blue. So please be aware that in August there could be sudden changes that you're being invited to make. You will have been given insights and awarenesses around this in the lead up to, and if you're present to it, if you're conscious of it, you're already making some of those changes and decisions. And so it'll be a little easier for you, a little less intense. So be present and aware of where you need to make changes and choices, and reflect on what you need to let go of. Letting go is a theme at the moment. Letting go and reflecting and revisiting and revising. So each and every day we let go. Think of it like taking the rubbish out. Each and every day we let go of the things that we don't need anymore, the rubbish. So on an energetic level, every day take the rubbish out. Whether that's, you physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually, take the rubbish out every day and let it go. You don't put it in the garbage can or the rubbish bin or the trash, wherever you're from, whatever language you use, or the truck, and you don't go chasing after it to try and grab the rubbish back, do you? So, think of that as an analogy of the intention for letting go, is that it's no longer needed. Don't go chasing it. Come back into your authentic truth. And what that means is listen to your own soul. Listen to your own truth. And if you have people around you giving you guidance, giving you insight, giving you their opinions without you consciously asking for it, then please come in and check in with your inner guidance system, your intuition, about how that feels for you, and if it feels true and authentic and honest for you. If it doesn't, let it go. Don't hold on to it. Don't analyze it and wonder if you're doing the right thing, or question it and research it, whatever. Just trust your vibe, trust your feel. That's your universal guidance system, directing you in the direction of what feels joyful and light for you. So be your authentic truth. Be all of who you are every day. Step into your next level. So this Lion's Gateway is inviting you to step into the next level of your life, up-level it. Okay? You can't stay the same all of your life. A baby doesn't stay the same all the time. They take changes to walking, to crawling, to walking, to running, to going to school, preschool, prep, whatever it is, school, universities maybe, working, whatever. We don't all stay babies. We grow, we learn. Where did we get the fear from about growing and learning? Allow yourself to change and grow. Without change, there is no growth. Step into the next level of your life and make choices and changes that are right for you. So, release fear, move into love, and keep letting go. Let go every day. Take the rubbish out every day. And stay focused on your goals, your dreams, your desires. Keep it quiet if you need to. Keep the energy clean. Sometimes the more people we share things with, the dirtier the energy gets. The more confused the energy gets. So keep it clear, keep it clean. If not, go and clean it up. So, on that note, amazing channeled message coming through from the universe and the divine for all of you at the moment. And for the Twin Flame Collective, all of that applies, because we are all living a human existence. And for those of you on your Twin Flame journey, it's a journey of self. If you're focused on the other person, the divine masculine, the divine feminine, whatever, then you're not being your authentic expression of the divine, because you are an individual being who brings love to each and every one of your connections, brings your authentic self to each and every one of your connections, And if you're not turning up authentic, then no one else will. Okay, so turn up authentic, turn up happy, turn up loving. Turn up loving. Loving all of who you are, accepting all of who you are. So twin flame. I am going to do a really quick card for the Divine Feminine and the Divine Masculine for this episode, and one for Union. So I am using my Twin Flame Journey deck, which is available from my website, barefootmedium.com.au, for those of you interested in buying your own copy or own set. And I am just trusting that the best card for the Divine Masculine in the month of August is this one here. Oh, perfect. We have the Ace of Swords, and she says spiritual connection, intuition, psychic abilities, synchronicities, victory, power, and beginnings. So this beautiful Ace of Swords reminds us to stay focused, to stay clear, to stay moving in the direction of what our visions, dreams, and goals are, to spread your wings and step into those beautiful new beginnings. So this, remember, is for the Divine Masculine, and each of you have the Divine Masculine within you. And if you're in balance with your Divine Masculine, your analytical, logical, action-based self, then you'll be able to use that strength in the month of August to step into your new beginnings. Now, if we're talking divine and twin flame partnerships, the Divine Masculine at the moment is about to take off and about to step into more of his power and more of his authentic self and the divine expression of himself, and really spread those wings into those beautiful new beginnings that he's been creating for quite some time. And I feel like the month of August is really going to see some of that grounded in, okay? And there's lots of growth around. So stay heart-centered, Divine Masculine, spread your wings, step into the new beginnings. You've got this. Okay, Divine Feminine. Hey, big energies coming in at the moment. And for those of you who know, I am currently based in South America, in Colombia, and about almost 11 o'clock this morning, local time, there was a earthquake more in the center of the country, towards the city areas. But I was sitting here doing some work, and I did feel the earth moving and was sitting wondering what that was. And I heard Spirit say that's the earthquake that you talked about in one of the previous videos that I did. So, Divine Feminine. I want to bring two cards out for the Divine Feminine for the month of August. Okay. First one out is the Hanged Man. Okay. And the words on this card are masculine, determination, focus, struggle, acceptance, progress, expansion, and goals. There's also a sense of patience with this card. And so what I want to say to the Divine Feminine for the month of August is to be patient with yourself first and foremost. To remember that you are taking steps when you stay focused and determined and in alignment with your goals, visions, and desires. If you are experiencing challenges, problems, resistance, it means that you're out of alignment somewhere, and it normally starts with a thought. So come back into who you are and come back and look at where it is that you may be struggling based on some old stories that might be playing out, and have patience with yourself as you do that. The other card that came out for the Divine Feminine is the Four of Swords. Okay, now the Four of Swords says, and I love the energy of this card for August, meditation, sleep, surrender, relax, healing, learning, growth, nurturing, authentic self. So all of the things that we've just been talking about through the message that the universe brought through. And I really feel like August for the Divine Feminine is about meditating, getting out into nature, reading, learning, connecting with who you are, and relaxing. And I really want to get you to make sure you step out of any drama and stress and just distance yourself a little bit from those who create that, to give yourself a month of healing. And when I say healing, it's just about connecting with your authentic self and coming into alignment with your goals and desires. So it's funny that it's one step at a time and patience in amongst the relaxation, okay, and learning and growth. So I feel like August is a little bit of a study month and a growth month for the Divine Feminine. Okay, last card is for the Divine Union, Twin Flame Union, for Divine Masculine and Feminine together. And what the card is for the month of August. And I am wiping my forehead here because it's very hot today. So I apologize for that. Okay, Union. We have this card here. And it is the Three of Wands. And it says reflection, refocus, let go, ending, beginning. Meditation, harmony, and positivity. So I feel like for some of you that life change may be coming up, and particularly around union, and I'm being reminded that I mentioned something about relationships ending and new relationships beginning. So please remember that if anything is ending, which is when we bring about change in order to grow, it is about something needing to end. Okay, because we can't create the new without letting go of the old. Okay, so I feel like for both the masculine and the feminine, it's about stepping into those new beginnings and really just making sure that you're letting go of that old and creating those endings. Okay, and reflecting on how far you've come and staying in awareness and presence to how far you've come. So that is the Twin Flame guidance for this week's episode of Barefoot TV. If you would like to know more about how you can shift, transform, and heal through any limiting beliefs, patterns, or stories that might be playing out in your life, or if you would like to connect with a loved one who's passed over for some messages of healing, strength, and courage to move you forward, then jump on my website, thebarefootmedium.com.au, and book yourself a session or get some transformational coaching if you're wanting to get focused on your goals and create some real change in your life. That is me. Please also connect with me here on YouTube, on my SoundCloud account for Barefoot Radio, and through Facebook, Leanne the Barefoot Medium. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of Barefoot TV, and I wish you joy, happiness, love, and growth, no matter where you are, whoever you're with, and whatever you're doing at this time. Have a beautiful and amazing week, and I will see you on the next episode of Barefoot TV.